Welcome to the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. This story is, in fact, old, but I thought it very relevant to today to just demonstrate that this has been going on. This is February of 2012. It was a kindergarten class piece of art that Jesse Sansone probably won't want to hang on the refrigerator anytime soon. After Jesse Sansone's 4-year-old daughter drew a picture of a gun, cops handcuffed the clueless father and dragged him off to jail. It was there that the dad was stripped of his clothes and searched by the authorities. Sansone was never charged with a crime. Sansone wasn't expecting to be greeted by police when he picked up his 3 children from school last week. Faculty there had become concerned, however, after the man's 4-year-old daughter drew an image last Wednesday that they thought warranted investigation. It was a picture of a man holding a gun, and when teachers asked the girl to explain it, she said it was a depiction of her father. He uses it to shoot bad guys and monsters, teacher said the girl explained. The father says he doesn't own a gun, nor does he kill monsters. I'm picking up my kids, and then, next thing you know, I'm locked up, Sansone, 26, tells the Record of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. I was in shock. This is completely insane. My daughter drew a gun on a piece of paper at school, he said. After seeing the image in question, the school staff became shocked as well. So much so, in fact, that they rang up child welfare officials and local law enforcement arranged for them to meet the girl's father at the end of the school day. By that evening, Sansone had been handcuffed, whisked away to jail, and forced to remove his clothes so he could be subject to a strip search. Authorities took all 3 of Sansone's children and dragged them to Family and Children's Services to be interviewed. His wife, Stephanie Squires, tells the Record that authorities never explained themselves. He had absolutely no idea what this was even about. I just kept telling her, you're making a mistake, she says. Despite her pleas, the ordeal went on for hours. Sansone said he was scared and was told he would be charged with possession of a firearm. The problem was, he says, that he doesn't own a gun. After being held for hours, Sansone was eventually freed from jail and was asked to authorize a search of his home, though he didn't have to comply. He says he did so anyway. Authorities did not recover any weapons in their search or monsters. His wife says they knew they wouldn't. The police, she says, acted on an assumption and nothing else. The way everything happened was completely unnecessary, especially since we know the school very well. I don't understand how they came to that conclusion from a 4-year-old's drawing, she says. The girl's father was pretty surprised the school acted that way as well. Only last year, he says, the principal offered him a job as a counselor there. Sansone is a licensed personal support worker that educates children in classrooms across the region. The principal, Steve Zack, tells the Record that it was the welfare agency's decision to involve the authorities. Police chose to arrest Jesse here. Nobody wants something like this to happen at any time, especially not at school. But that's out of my hands, Zack said. Sansone and his family are left wondering why the investigation carried out as far as it did, however. When the Record followed up on the story days later, Waterloo Regional Police Inspector Kevin Thaler told them, we had every concern based on this information that children were in danger. The information is now being called into question after Thaler adds that investigators never saw the drawing. Never saw the drawing. Neither has Sansone or the school superintendent. Police add that the strip search was necessary since it was a firearms-related incident. To my knowledge, it's actually not illegal to possess a firearm in that particular state. I don't know what you call it in Canada. Province? Municipality? I don't know what you call it. But this goes to the entire police state that I mean, there is no indication whatsoever that the father in question was a bad father. They acted so out of context in this instance. They're trying to put decision-making capabilities on a 4-year-old. She probably thought they asked her, "What do you think this picture is?" And she said, "Oh, I wish my father were a superhero and he has a gun like the Punisher and he kills bad guys and monsters." At no point did they stop and say, who are bad guys, who are monsters, and when does he wear leotards when he does this? I mean, it just seems so fantastical that they would even think to give this credence. A 4-year-old. I think the 4-year-old maybe should be running the school, because apparently she applies more logic to her thinking than the school does. Now, here's hoping that the parents in question took their children out of that school system and are now homeschooling them. I hope so. Tell me what you think about this. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show. Please like the video. I want to get about a 50% like rate. It really helps out the channel, and I am in desperate need of help these days. Thank you for watching.